topic of discussion that we are going to talk right now is we're going to talk about white matter of cerebrum, right? Now in this topic we'll be discussing about what different component of white matter of cerebrum. In this lecture we'll be not talking about projection fibers. In this lecture we'll be covering up to what? We'll be covering up to association fiber and commissional fibers. We'll be learning in detail about what our this corpus callosum, all these commissure fibers, right? So, and in next video we'll be talking about what projection fibers, and that we'll be talking about internal capsule. So without delay, let's begin our discussion. So here now talking about white matter of cerebrum, it consists of what? Association fibers. We have got commissional fiber and projection fiber. Now these are three types, and three have got their different what the function. The association fiber connects different areas of same cerebral hemisphere. We know that there are two cerebral hemisphere, right? Left cerebral hemisphere and right cerebral hemisphere. So association fibers connects what? Within same cerebral hemisphere. Similarly, commissional fibers, what they do is they connect between what? Two cerebral hemisphere. That means left and right. And one great example of commissional fiber is our what? Corpus callosum, right? Connects same area of both cerebral hemisphere. That means here there is a connection between two cerebral hemisphere. And projection fiber includes what? Our the track or the pathway of our ascending and descending track, right? Now the ascending and descending, projecting, the one that are projecting away from cortex, right? Away from cortex and toward cortex. So these are included under projection fiber. So now without delay, let's begin our discussion from association fiber. So association fiber, as I've already mentioned, what they do, they connect different area of same cerebral hemisphere. That's all. Association fiber are how many? These are of two types. The one is our short association fiber and another is our long association fiber. Now the short association fiber is also called arcuate fasciculus. Why it is called arcuate fasciculus? Because from the word arcuate it is clear that it makes arc around what? Around two different areas. That means what is this? This is our sulcus, this is our gyri. That means it connects two different what? Two different sulcus and gyri, right? So by making arc, so these are called arcuate fasciculus. These are very short in what size, and long our this association fiber, long association fibers are of different types. For example, these are what? These are superior longitudinal fasciculus, inferior longitudinal fasciculus, fronto-occipital fasciculus, cingulum fasciculus, and uncinate fasciculus. Now if you look carefully right here, the superior longitudinal fasciculus and fronto-occipital fasciculus, these supply the same area. That means superior longitudinal, means what? That will run from what? Frontal region to occipital. That means it will what? It is running from frontal to occipital region. But this fronto-occipital also, it is running from what? Frontal to occipital. So what is the difference? The difference is that now we know that corona radiata, right? Corona radiata is for what? Is for carrying sensation to our cerebral cortex. So corona radiata is there, that also run from what? The median region of our, that means in between. Corona radiator also runs between what? Our right and left hemisphere. So between this right and left hemisphere there is corona radiata. So on one side of corona radiata there is what? There is superior longitudinal fasciculus, and on another side there is our fronto-occipital fasciculus. So that is the difference, right? That is the thing that we need to understand. That means in between these two, superior longitudinal fasciculus and fronto-occipital fasciculus, there comes our corona radiata, right? They are not intersecting, they come in between of these two one. Okay, now let's move further. Now moving further, what we have is, we have what? This diagram. In this diagram we are trying to show these. If you will see, the one that is running from what? The frontal to occipital region, right? What is this? This is what? This is indicating what? Our both superior longitudinal, the first number, it is what? Superior longitudinal fasciculus, and the third one fronto-occipital fasciculus, right? Now another, right, that is found around our this cingulate gyrus, or around our this cingulate, around our this what? Corpus callosum or cingulate gyrus. What we'll see the cingulum, right? Cingulum, and it is associated with what? It is associated with limbic association fiber also, right? Okay, now moving further, what we have? The lower one, yes, the lower one, that is what? Inferior longitudinal fasciculus, as the above one was what? Our superior longitudinal fasciculus. Now moving further, what we have is the important one, that is uncinate fasciculus. Uncinate fasciculus, what it does is, it is found around what? Our sulcus. As you can see, this is the sulcus. It is found around the sulcus, and as it is found around the sulcus, it will connect what? what the different regions, such as here these 44-45, it is what, it is Broca's area, it is connecting this Broca's area with our this what, this Wernicke's area, right, Wernicke's area. So we are saying that what is this, what we are talking about till now, we are talking about association fiber. Association fiber, what they do, they connect different area within same cerebral hemisphere. So this was about uncinate fasciculus. Okay, moving further, what we have is, we have commissional fibers. What is the function of commissional fiber? That will connect between what, two cerebral hemisphere, right, that will connect between two cerebral hemisphere. And the first and foremost, the largest one, that is our corpus callosum. It is what, it is the largest commissional fiber, right, talking about its parts, it include what, okay, what is this, this is our corpus callosum. What is this, this is our corpus callosum. Okay, the corpus callosum, it is the anterior part, it is the posterior part. That means here, if you will see here, what is this, the lowest part, right, what is this, this is rostrum, right, rostrum is not anterior part because it is slightly bending inward. If you can see, it is slightly bending inward, so the anterior most part is what, this G, that is what, this is genu, right, rostrum, genu, and this is our body, and here this is our splenium. The splenium is the most posterior part. So these are what, these are the part of our corpus callosum. Similarly, now another commissioner fiber that we need to know is, it is about anterior commissioner, posterior commissioner, habenular commissional, and hippocampal commissioner. So these are what, these are the commissional fiber. Okay, now talking about other commissioner fibers. Okay, we know that what is this, this is our what, corpus callosum, the largest one, right, we know about its part. Now if you will see further here below rostrum, right, below rostrum, what we will find, we will find anterior commissioner, and talking about the function of anterior commissioner, it connect the most and inferior part of temporal lobe, including olfactory lobe, right, it connects what, the most connect the most and inferior part of temporal lobe with olfactory lobe. That's its function, right. Now talking about what, talking about we talked about anterior commission, let's talk about what now, our this habenular commission. Habenular commission, what it does is, it connects what, our this it is present below our this splenium and pineal gland. As you can see, pineal gland, right, it consists of what, it consists of the structure that connects habenular nucleus, right, habenular nucleus. Now talking below pineal gland, we have what, posterior commissure. Posterior commissure, what it does, it connects two superior colliculus, right, pretachal nucleus. So it is also called a pretachal nucleus, that is what, that is interstitial nucleus of Cajal. So this was what, this was about our posterior commissioner, right. Now talking about hippocampal commissioner, right, hippocampal commissioner, it connects fornix. Now about fornix will come just after this. So now moving here, now fornix, now what we said, the fornix is connected by hippocampal commissioner. So this structure, these and this, right, this is our fornix. If you can see, the origination of fornix is from what, hippocampus, right, hippocampus, and then it is going all the way to mammillary bodies. Now these two fornix are joined by hippocampal commissure. That's all. Now when, okay, for example, till now what we are doing, we are just looking what, this was what, this is our what, corpus callosum and different part, right. Now what we'll do is, we'll cut it like this and we'll see, right, we'll see what, transverse section. Now when we'll see transverse section, the anterior horn, right, anterior horn that is close to what, our genu, right, that is close to our genu, and this genu is seen right here, and then this our posterior horn that is close to what, splenium, is seen right here. So the genu, right, here we have got genu, here we have got splenium. Now from this genu, what will happen is that, okay, this is our anterior end, this is our posterior end, right, here we are finding what, occipital lobe, here we are finding frontal lobe. Okay, now this frontal lobe and our this, what is this, our this corpus callosum, they are at the distance of 4 centimeter, right. And talking about what, talking about our this occipital lobe and this our splenium, they are at the distance of how many, 6 centimeter. That means our what, that means our this fibers, that means from this genu there are fibers that are originating and supplying what, they are what, originating and going toward what, the frontal lobe or the frontmost part of our brain. Now these are what, these are less, I mean of what, lesser length than our these posterior fibers. So these are called forceps minor, right. Similarly from splenium also there are fibers that will originate from splenium and they will go all the way to occipital lobe. Since they are covering greater distance, they are called what, these are what, forceps major, forceps major. Now here now in this forceps major, what we will see is, Now these, what we'll see is, now because of this forceps measure, there will be what, there will be bulging in our this posterior horn. Now as there will be bulging in this posterior horn, this is called what, bulb of posterior horn, right, bulb of posterior horn on the both side. Now if you will see just above what, our splenium on the region of body, what we will see is there is what, there is the fibers, right, there is fiber that is moving what, horizontally, and then that is moving what, covering our this posterior fiber, right, these forceps major. Now what are these called? These are togetherly called tapatum. These are called tapatum. Now as you can see, right, as you can see, these fibers, these fibers, right, these fibers are not intersecting with our this internal capsule, and we know internal capsule carries what, it carries the corona radiata. These are not intersecting internal capsule at all. Internal capsule consists of what, it consists of our projection fibers, and we'll be discussing about that thing on next lecture. Okay, now what we need to do is, okay, the same thing again, we are taking what, transverse section. What is this? This is our what, this is, what is this? This is our corpus callosum, right, corpus callosum. Okay, this is our corpus callosum. Now corpus callosum is present on the midpoint of the body, in midline of the body. Now you lateral to it, what we will see, we will find the caudate nucleus, the head of caudate nucleus. Just below it we will find thalamus, right. Now again lateral to this structure, what we will find, we will find internal capsule, right. Now lateral to internal capsule, what we will find, we will find lentiform nucleus. The medial we have got what, globus pallidus. The lateral we have got what, we have got putamen. Okay, again lateral to these. Okay, now before going lateral to it, I would like to ask you that why this internal capsule is called internal capsule. That means capsule. Why you are using the word capsule? It is calling internal capsule because it is enclosing the part of basal ganglia. That's why if there is internal capsule, then there may be also external capsule. Obviously there is external capsule. As you can see, the out of the lateral to our what, the lentiform nucleus, there is what, there is external capsule, right. And again if you will see lateral to these external capsule, what we will find, we will find claustrum. What is this? This is our claustrum. And again lateral to them, what we will find, we will find extreme capsule, the most outermost one, and outer to them we will find insula. Now here if you will see, you will find a color coding, the one in yellow and the one in yellow, right, everything is shown in yellow. Now these the everything that is shown in yellow, what are these? What are these? These are our white matter, and the one that are shown in what, this blue color, these are our what, gray matter, right. So it is like this. I mean, white matter is present, then gray matter, again white matter is present, again gray matter, again white matter is present, again gray matter, again white, and again gray matter. At last the outermost is our insula, the island of Rayleigh, that is called the island of Rayleigh. Now if you will see the same thing on our what, on our this image, then what is this? This is the midline of our body. Now if you will see in the midline of our body, what we will find right here, obviously we will find corpus callosum. Now the lateral to our corpus callosum, what we will find, this is caudate nucleus, right, and below we will find what, we will find thalamus, and then again lateral to them we will find what, internal capsule, right, internal capsule right here, and then we will find lentiform nucleus, right, and out of our lentiform nucleus, what we will find, out of our lentiform nucleus we will find what, external capsule. Now out of this external capsule we will find what, okay, claustrum is not shown here, we will find what, we will find this claustrum, right. Now out of that claustrum we will find extreme capsule, right, and out of that extreme capsule we will find insula, that is the island of Rayleigh. So same thing, we showed it right here. So this was all about what, this was all about the first part of our what, white matter of cerebrum, right. So in detail of internal capsule we will be learning in next lecture. So this much for this lecture. Thank you and have a great time.